10 years have just gone by since Sergio Ramos made his debut in the Liga BBVA. He made his first appearance on the 1st of February in 2003 at Riazor in a clash between Sevilla and Deportivo La Coruña. At the age of 17, he made his debut in Spain's First Division, and at 19 he signed for Real Madrid, played his first Champions League game and earned his first cap with the national team. Now, aged 27, Ramos heads into the final straight of the season with the determination of a rookie and the experience of a veteran.
There's always a point in the season where I end up saying it, and I think the moment's arrived. I can't complain about anything. I'm in great form, and I think I'm contributing a good level to the team. Both professionally and personally, I'm delighted. I'm going to be a father soon, and life is treating me well. At the end of the day, that's the positive thing. When on a personal front you're at ease with your family, your wife and everything else, your mood is much easier professionally.
Real Madrid are top of the table, have qualified for the quarter-finals of the Champions League and are in the final of the Cup. For now, the assessment of the season can only be positive.
I think the evaluation is positive. Maybe in the early stages of the season we had a less clear picture than we have now. But that's positive. Teams never go through permanent runs, and it's preferable to go through the worst patch at the beginning in order to make up ground and reach your best level. As of today, Madrid have reached a stability and a very good standard, and we're going to try and maintain it until the end of the season. And that would be ideal to accomplish our goals in the end. I think that in pre-season you always do preventive work to polish differences or new ideas from the players and the manager. I think the team started well, but you can't take anything away from the other teams who've worked well too. Maybe in other seasons we've achieved less points than at the start of this season, and it was seen in a different light, because there were no teams above us making less mistakes than us. But football progresses, teams perform better, and the demands are sky high. Those demands are the only things that have been a little bit detrimental to us at the start. But we've improved, and that's important. To still be alive in all three competitions and depend on ourselves is a really good situation.
En las tres competiciones y depender de nosotros, que es muy bueno.
The team's position in all three competitions is ideal ahead of the final straight. Without doubt, one of the great architects of this success is Carlo Ancelotti. The uncertain start to the season didn't influence him to alter his football principles, and now they're reaping the rewards.
It's a really positive mix. As a person, it's a source of joy for us to have Ancelotti as our coach, because he's also been a footballer. He can put himself in our shoes. He knows what we feel or what we think, and that's important. There are managers who haven't been fortunate enough to experience that feeling that we feel in top-level games, and he dominates all of that. The understanding, the calmness, the hierarchy. Although he seems to be a really calm person, his character imposes a lot of respect, and that's crucial in the changing room. It's something positive that he's got. It's a really good mix. The way he's always so relaxed. He never says strange things. And yet he's very strict, and he demands the most of his players. We're delighted to have Carlo Ancelotti. The trophies he's won, you just have to look at his trophy cabinet to prove it. He's a coach that's won everything, and as a person, away from football, he could easily be your friend.
Fuera del fútbol lo podrías tener como amigo perfectamente.
Whatever happens in the Clásico, the Liga BBVA will still have 3 candidates for the title. This season's pleasant surprise has been Atletico Madrid, something that motivates and strikes the Spanish centre-back.
Of course, it's surprising, because the reality has been different in the last few years. But you mustn't underestimate them at all. On other occasions, it was Valencia or Sevilla who were there. This year, it's also Atletico. It's good for football and for sport. For us, it's always good to have different teams fighting for the league and not always to be about Barca and Madrid, who are the teams that are always talked about. We worry about ourselves. They're 2 great teams who are having an incredible season in terms of the statistics. Despite everything that can be said, Barca aspire to the same as us. And Atletico Madrid, forgetting the cup where they were knocked out by us, they're also having an incredible season. And so you mustn't take anything away from any of the 3 teams that are up there. We're going to try and maintain our advantage, but they're both candidates because they've done enough to be considered as such.
Seguir manteniéndola, pero evidentemente son dos equipos aspirantes a lo que están luchando porque han hecho méritos para ello.
One of those candidates, Barca, visit the Santiago Bernabeu amidst a tumultuous period. The team's play, Gerardo Martino's future, Messi's form, these debates have been ongoing in the last few months. There's also been talk of a crisis, something that doesn't convince Madrid's number 4.
It depends on how you look at it. There's a lot of talk of crisis at Barcelona, but they're in the final of the Cup, the quarter-finals of the Champions, and 4 points off the lead. It's crazy. Obviously, when you come off the back of winning for many years, winning so many titles, people get used to it. And when you're second, it's not enough for them. But they're having a really good season. But if I'm honest, I'm not so concerned about Atletico Madrid or even Barcelona. I'm only concerned about my team. And luckily, at this stage of the season, we still depend on ourselves. And at the end of the campaign, we'll see who falters less, who does things better and who takes it in the end. I think deep down things haven't changed that much. They've still got the same philosophy, and it's clear they have really talented players who at the end of the day are responsible for destabilising games and scoring goals. What's changed is the fear and respect other teams have for them. Today, when a team pulls up a surprise, it's because they've analysed them more thoroughly and effectively and take the game to them. Once you lose the fear and take a step forward, that's the change I've noticed in my opinion.
Yo creo que ese ha sido el único cambio que he podido notar desde mi humilde opinión del fútbol. Quedan pocos partidos.
There aren't many games left, fewer each day, and they're all finals. Every game is crucial to aspire to the title. The other day, Barca tripped up away to Valladolid, and no one expected that. And that's where you lose the league, and hopefully we won't make those mistakes. But these days in football, the difference is minimal, and any team can beat you if you relax.
La diferencia es mínimo entre rivales y te puede ganar cualquier equipo como salgas un poco relajado.
Sergio Ramos has already played in 26 Clásicos. He's won 8, drawn 6 and lost 12. The importance of this game runs deeper than merely the points at stake, although, in this case, a win could rule out one candidate to the title.
It would be important to win against Barcelona. It would mean that we'd have a 7-point advantage with fewer games left to play. All the teams that are up there don't tend to slip up much throughout the campaign. And then when you get to the stage when there are fewer games left, they'll trip up even less. So, experience tells me that it would be an important blow to beat Barcelona in the Bernabeu. As long as mathematically no team's the champion, we must remain alert because anything can happen.
Ahí está Alexis, recorta Alexis, más de Alexis, ¡Alexis! ¡Golazo, golazo, golazo! ¡Toto Villano! ¡Gol de Alexis Sánchez!
The first Clásico of the season was decided by a moment of genius from Alexis Sanchez, who gave Barca the win. Now at the Santiago Bernabeu, Ramos is anticipating revenge.
If there's one beautiful thing in football, it's revenge. And football gives you the second chance to take on the same teams, to try and turn around a negative result. The Clásico isn't an ordinary game, it's something different. It's a global and a historic rivalry. And therefore, a lot more is asked of you, although there are only 3 points at stake. Life doesn't end if you lose a Clásico, but it does sting a little bit more. For Madrid fans, it's their mood for the whole year. That's why they put so much emphasis on this game, because it's more than a feeling, it's their mood. It's being calm going to work, with the family, because you've always got friends who give you stick, who have that rivalry, because you have friends who support one team and the other, and you like to be happy when you go out, you like to go to the bar and let them hear about it if they've lost. And that's what makes this sport so beautiful, and the fans live it in this way. They also know we're playing for the title and that the league's tight. All this makes it different.
If Ramos was in the headlines in the previous clash this season, it was because of his position, as he played in centre midfield. Ancelotti surprised everyone with his decision.
We spoke about it during the week, and for technical reasons, the boss thought it was the right call to make, to keep a more compact defensive shape and to win back the ball, and that was his decision. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because we lost. But if we'd won or drawn, maybe people would have seen it differently. It wasn't a new position for me either. We're here to help. The boss is in charge. And when he told me, even if he'd said I was up front, I'd have played there happily.
The encounters between Real Madrid and Barca in the last few years will be remembered because of the large doses of tension on the pitch. Rough play, unsportsmanlike behaviour and far too many rows between players left in doubt some of the friendships between them.
We went through a difficult moment with the national team, but luckily we put it behind us and we solved it. It was just a given moment where we were playing for the Champions League and Cup with the same team, and luckily it didn't end up affecting the national team. But things did happen that weren't right, both on our behalf and theirs. Now we're going to give it our all, but without losing our heads and without doing anything inappropriate that could tarnish the image of football.
Con cabeza y sin hacer cosas que estén fuera de lugar y manchen la imagen del fútbol.
Cristiano en conducción, dejando atrás a Busquets. ¡Qué buen balón para Jesse! ¡Jesse para el descuento! ¡Jesse! ¡Gol! ¡Gol de Jesse Rodríguez!
Now, with new faces at Real Madrid, both in the manager's seat and on the pitch, it seems that the tension has diminished. One of the debutants in this season's Clásico is Gareth Bale. The Welshman already played in the first game, but he did not shine like he is doing now. With 10 goals in the league and a decisive role in the team, the Welshman now seems to have completely adapted.
He's looking great to me. He's adapted to his teammates, to the team, to the city. That's crucial. It's part of his happiness, and that has a great influence on the performance of a player. Forgetting his niggles, he's looking a lot more confident and with more personality. He's showing more of the kind of form we saw of him at his previous team. I'm sure he's going to be really important this season and in the following ones. He's at a really good level, but for sure he can improve. We can all improve.
Gareth Bale arrived at Madrid labelled as a superstar. Others, such as Jesse, are rising up the ranks with an impeccable season. He makes the most of every moment, and his teammates are delighted with his attitude.
I've seen him in the youth teams for many years here. I've had the odd chat with him to help him out. When I arrived, I was very young, and I feel very identified with the kids from the youth team, with Jesse and Isco. They've got a long way to go, but they've got unique qualities because they've been touched by a magic wand. It would be a shame if they didn't make the most of it, and perhaps that's why I focus more on Jesse, who's a player from our academy, and who has unique possibilities and extraordinary qualities. He could be a great Madrid player for as long as he wants.
In fact, that's Jesse's plan, to be successful at Real Madrid and become the new Golden Ball winner at the Whites. For now, he'll have to wait, and perhaps for a long time, as Ronaldo doesn't look like putting his foot on the brakes.
The numbers speak for themselves. He just doesn't stop breaking records. He won the Golden Ball this year, completely deserved. I can only tell you that it's a great pleasure to have him as a teammate, not only because he's a great person, but a great help to Real Madrid. It's not easy maintaining yourself and improving every year, achieving those records and breaking every statistic achieved by brilliant players that have been here. It doesn't surprise me because I know him. I know how crazy he is about football. That's what makes him unique, and that's why he's the best.
With Ancelotti signalling the way and Cristiano captaining the White expedition, it seems there is no goal Real Madrid can't accomplish. Could you do the treble, Sergio?
Talk is cheap. Everyone can say what they want. What's clear is that Madrid are obliged to fight for all competitions every year. Sometimes we've won them, other times we haven't. But it's true that this year things seem to be more in our favour. We'd like to stay at this level and aim for the treble at the end of the season.
Sergio Ramos, football and heart. Just what Real Madrid will need to take the Clásico at the Santiago Bernabéu.